Hello, loved ones. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're new to the channel, then welcome to the family. Today is Couples Review of Married at First Sight Season 16, Episode 2. And we will be talking about Nicole and Chris. Shout out to Airris' cousin, Sister Philemon. This episode was called Runaway, Groom. To be a part of the congregation, please subscribe. To be a part of the conversation, please comment, and to be a part of today's offering, please drop a like in the collection plate. And with that, let's get started. Nicole and Chris. We first see them wedding attire shopping, and I thought that the theme of their shopping experience was rejection. Because Nicole said no one has ever wanted to commit to her before, so she has a fear deep down of what's wrong with her. Therefore, it's important for her to look nice and make a first good impression. So when her husband judges her, that's the first thing that he's going to judge her on. She says if he automatically feels a little nervous once he sees her, her personality might scare him on top of not liking what she looks like. So I really felt like she talked about rejection, and I felt like Chris talked about rejection as well. Because he said that the thing that most scares him is the fear of rejection. He says that women have said that he is too nice, but he thinks he's a catch, and he is very kind, selfless, and a hopeless romantic. So in that, he also talked about his fear of being rejected, which is so interesting to me that they both had that kind of theme. Nicole's mom, she fears that Nicole has a lot of energy and she needs someone who can rein her in. Now, I don't think that's Chris. I don't think he's gonna be no reining in. So I think Nicole is gonna have to learn how to control her energy herself. And I think that because that's something that she is aware of, maybe she will be able to control that. I think that once you become aware of something, then you're able to more easily. She found her dress on the second try, and I love that she is not focused on looks. She says whatever he looks like, he looks like. She is going to get to know his heart. Now that is an attitude that you need to have on Married at First Sight. I think he also found his attire. I think he found his thing on the very first try. The very first suit he tried on, he found the look that he really enjoyed. But I thought that both of their themes they're both fearful of rejection. And I like that neither one of them really, I don't think he really focused on looks either. We then see Chris and Nicole before they get married. And Nicole says that she is going to try to be about an 80 because she has so much energy. And her mom tells her that she needs to be a lady tonight. We see Nicole receive her ring and her gift, and she is overcome with emotions and says this is the first time anyone outside of a family member put that much thought into getting her a gift. He got her a bracelet made of moonstone, which represents strength, hope, and clarity, and a treasure chest with a diamond necklace. They both did gifts with several parts, and they both wrote letters to describe the parts. She asked if it was weird if she walks up to him and says, "I love you." Now her family, they say, don't do that. It is weird. And I feel like it may sound weird, but I totally understand what she is talking about. I fall in love so easily with people, just people in general. Like if I meet you, I love you. Like I love you. Like I love you. I just feel like, everybody with me starts at 100 and then you have to work your way down. So I can see having a deep affection for someone, especially when they do, a gesture for you, because that is for her, whether he knows her or not. He put a lot of effort into this process of whoever that he's going to marry. And my mom used to always say, people do not have to choose you to be nice to. And so that's what I felt like when she received the gift, like, wow, he is being so nice and kind. And it really gives her a glimpse into who he is and the kind and compassionate and thoughtful person that he is. So I loved her reaction. I would have been overwhelmed as well. And I can relate to her feeling love for him, even though she just met him. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Chris says that divorce is failure and he does not want to be a failure. And Nicole, right before she walked down the aisle, she said, I am not going to use my one and only marriage on a failure. So they both believe that if this marriage does not work, that it is a failure. And I like that, because I feel like if that's how you feel, then you're going to put as much effort as you can into making it work. Nicole's gift to Chris was a picture frame with Mr. and Mrs. and their wedding date, and also a blue crystal symbolizing communication, fear removal, and connection. So she was really excited that they both got similar gifts, which were stones. We then moved to wedding time. Chris is concerned about looks, but he would like her to be shorter than him. But he says, you know, he can kind of deal with anybody, but he wants her to be shorter than him. I love the interaction between Nicole and her dad, Hank. He says that in the scheme of things, Nicole will not get hurt. She is tough, emotionally and physically. He is nervous that she will not be his little girl anymore, and he loves her. I love Nicole's answer. She said that her husband will never replace the spot in her heart for her dad. They are just going to make room for her husband. Right before she goes down the aisle is when she says she is not using her one and only marriage on a failure. I wish I could be a little fly on the wall, and when they go through hard times, I just give them a little clip of what they said. Both her and Chris, they both say that divorce is failure. So I hope that we see them really trying to make it work, since they believe that divorce is failure, which I believe that too. I do believe that divorce is failure, because I believe that any two people who want to make it work, I really do believe they can make it work. You have to want to make it work, and you have to be willing to compromise with the other person. So now we are at the altar, and they find out each other's names, and they both had guessed correctly, which is so weird and romantic. And I love Chris's mom. She said, yep, he really did. Yep, he did. Which is so funny, because they showed us Chris guessing Nicole's name, but I guess maybe at another scene where there was no cameras, Nicole guessed Chris' name, which for me, I think that would be great. I would take it as a sign of fate and think, okay, wow, this is another sign that this is meant to be. So I don't know. Let's see. I hope this marriage works out, which of course I'm going to say that about all of them, because I hope they all work out. Nicole's friends and family wants Chris to know Nicole is a motor mouth and loves to talk. She is a card-carrying member of the FBI, full-blooded Italian. She can be a handful at times. You will quickly learn that she is a handful of kindness, selflessness, and generosity. One time she even surprised her mom with a stripper. Our advice is to keep Nicole on her toes and give her lots of affection, and she will be forever yours. I love that, but I didn't understand how the whole mom, giving the mom a stripper, how that signified kindness, selflessness, and generosity. I feel like they could have left that out, but hey, you know what? That's great. But I felt like everything else they said, I think it's really who she is, and I hope that's really who we're gonna see. So we'll see, but I think that it's consistent with what we saw what we heard or learned during the preseason. Chris's friends and family want Nicole to know Chris is as loyal as they come, kind, gentle, affectionate, and caring. Chris thoughtfully weighs pros and cons of every decision, but also tends to overthink things. He needs someone who can match his emotional level, but can also put him in his place when needed. Chris is secretly a talker, so be prepared to hear the same stories more than once, because when he gets going, he's like a wind-up doll that never stops. Chris has 2 babies. Their names are Kobe and Coda. We hope you love his 90-pound fur babies as much as he does. We want you to know that a lifetime with Chris means you hit the trifecta when it comes to a husband. He's thoughtful, he's a gentleman, and he has a really big heart. They did not spare any words. They wanted to tell her exactly who Chris is. I think they did a great job. I love the look on his parents' face when it said Chris has 2 babies. They were like, oh my God. And I feel like Nicole was like, oh wow, that's something that I didn't consider before. Like, oh my God, like I was prepared for anything but that. And how they worded that portion of it, I feel like you were like in suspense. Like it felt like he might have some kids running around. So I thought that was really, really a cute way to present him. I think they did a great job presenting who he is. And I think that is consistent with what we've seen throughout the preseason. Let's look at Nicole's vows. Chris, I am a woman of many, many words, so I will try and keep this as short as I can. You don't know me yet, but what you should know is I only make promises that I intend to keep. Unless the promise is being on time, then it's a no-go. These are the promises I vow to keep to you. I promise to respect and protect your heart and emotions. I promise to encourage all of your hopes and dreams. I promise to make you laugh on your bad days and your good days and pretty much every day because I am hilarious. And lastly, I was not the one who picked you standing before me today, but I vow to choose you every single day from this day forward and always make you proud to call me your wife. I thought that was great, and I actually believe her. I don't know, it's something about Nicole and Chris. I think that their hearts match because she said, she wants to make him proud that she's his wife. And I think at another time he said he wanted to make, her proud that he was her husband. So I feel like their ideas are very similar. So I feel like their heart will actually connect. And I don't know, I think that this is a great match. Every season, the experts get blamed for not making a good match. But I think they did a great job. I think that this is actually a great match. So we'll see. I don't know. I think that this is going to wait on Nicole if she can't keep her communication to a respectable level. But I think it's going to be on Chris if he doesn't communicate, if she is like overly talkative. I don't know, but I have good vibes so far. So let's talk about Chris's vows. He said, I'm excited to learn about you and build our relationship. I'm excited to discover your likes and dislikes and show you the importance of doing thoughtful little things and how meaningful that can be. Like not having a reason to surprise you with flowers. You shouldn't have to be in trouble to buy flowers. You should just buy them because you want to and to make your day better. I vow to be the best husband I can be and hopefully the one you're always wanted. So I don't really feel like he made any promises. He just, doing things that are thoughtful. I don't think he made as many big things as she did. But then they got married, and I love the ceremony that Married at First Sight does. I love hearing it over and over. We then get to see their first conversation after being married. They both like one another's looks, and Chris tells her about his finger, and she says, I don't care. He don't care, and she don't care. And I love it, because who cares? Nicole's famous last words in this episode is, this marriage to Chris has to work, because if it can't, I'm meant to be alone forever, because he seems to have every single thing I am looking for in a husband. So if I can't make it work with someone who I literally dreamed up and made out of Mando, then I have no shot with anyone else and don't deserve to be anyone's wife. That was her final last words, and that was the end of this couple in this episode. What do you think? What do you think about that? Is strong. If you can't make it work with him, you can't make it work with anybody, and you just done. Oh my God, that is a lot of pressure. So I really hope that she makes this work. So what did you think? What did you think about Chris and Nicole? What did you think about her response to her finger? What did you think? Did you think they both had the commonality of rejection when they were going wedding shopping? Were you just so enamored by her answer to her dad like I was? What did you think about their gift exchange? I thought we got a lot from this couple this week, and I am here for it. I can't wait to see how their journey goes. So please let me know what you think in the comments section. And don't forget to watch the next couple, which is Gina and Clint. And with that, please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, live with intention. Be intentional.